So today we're going to start in a seated position. So go ahead and cross your legs, sit up on a pillow or a little block or bolster so that you can elevate your hips from your knees. And it would be really good if somebody said hello so I know that you can hear me okay. All right, awesome. Thank you for that. All right, so sit nice and tall. We're going to come into our breath, come into our seat. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Start to ground. You can gaze down the tip of your nose or close your eyes, but keep them soft. Don't squeeze them too tightly. Take another full breath in and a full breath out. And again, we're just going to start seated this morning to bring a little clarity, to bring a little ease into the body. Take another full breath in and a full breath out. One more breath in and one more breath out. I like to start quiet and still in a seat or lying down because it gives you an opportunity to make that transition from whatever you were doing before. For instance, the dishes, laundry, running up and down the stairs. It gives you an opportunity to just ground. Take another full breath in and a full breath out. All right, with your next breath, sweep the arms up, stretch up, look up. Exhale, bring your hands right into your heart space and pause. All right, let's do some sun A's. Work your way into downward facing dog. So get long on your mat, hands at the top, feet at the back. Start to pedal them out, stretching out the backs of your legs, allowing the heels to release and spread all 10 fingers nice and wide. Take a full breath in, lift up on your toes. Exhale, let the heels lower. Take another big breath in, lift up on your toes. And on your exhale, this time walk your feet up right in between your hands. Take a full breath in for a halfway lift. Draw the shoulders back. And then exhale, hinging at the hips. Release that, forward fold right back over your legs. Take a full breath in, sweep up to stand. Hands go high, maybe you look up. Exhale, forward fold, draw them right down through center, right back down to the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, walk your feet back out to plank and pause. And either stay here for a breath in plank or take your knees down if you know that's better for you. Bend your elbows in close to your sides and exhale as you release to the floor. Untuck your feet, your toes. Press down to the tops of your feet as you inhale for a cobra. Draw your shoulders back. Let your upper back initiate that. Stay light in your hands. Exhale, release. Tuck your toes, push back through knees or full plank, and then tip your hips up nice and high, downward facing dog. That's it. Get the breath moving. Get it connected with your body. We'll do 2 more sun A's. Inhale to your toes. Exhale, feet forward, right between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands strong. Take the feet back out to plank and pause. Take a full breath here in full plank or decide to take your knees down. 1 more breath in and then exhale, bend your elbows, lower all the way to the mat. Untuck your toes, push down through the tops of your feet, inhaling for cobra. Exhale, let that go, lowering back down. And then push back up through plank. Shift your hips up high, downward facing dog. So one more sonnet, and then we're just going to come into a balance pose and get right down onto the floor and get ready for some really good restorative today. One more breath in, up to your toes. Exhale, feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, release that, forward fold. Inhale, big sweep up to stand. Maybe you incorporate a little back bend here. Exhale, take yourself right back down over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, walk your feet back out to plank. Pause in your plank. Lower down. Inhaling for cobra. Exhaling on the release. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips back up. Downward facing dog. And then maybe you want to take a little bit of a stretch here. So you can inhale the right leg out behind you, bending at the knee, stacking the hips open toward the right. Breathe deep and then push the heel back out long behind you and set the foot down. Inhale, do that on the other side, lifting the left heel up. Bend at the knee, stacking the hips the other way toward the left. Exhale, extend that foot out long behind you, put the foot down. All right, inhale. Walk your hands back to your feet, forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand. Bring your hands right to your heart space and pause. You're in Tadasana. All right, so let's come into a balance pose. Just so we're vertical for a few minutes. Take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. And we're just going to come into tree. So if you're standing by a wall or a chair or a couch, and you know you need that leverage for balance, go ahead and hang on to something. Take a full breath in as you inhale, the right knee up in front of you. Keep drawing everything into the center of your body. Keep breathing deep, and then open up that knee to the right. Place the sole of your foot on your calf or the inside of your thigh. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Keep finding your balance, drawing everything into the center line. And you can challenge yourself here by closing your eyes or lifting up onto the left toes. And don't worry about falling out of the pose. Take another full breath in and a full breath out. Bring that knee back in front of you. Keep the foot flexed. Place the foot down right next to the left. Take a big breath in. Sweep the arms up. Exhale. Bring your hands right back to your heart space. We're going to go through these a couple of times just like we did the sonnets. So let's go to tree on the left. Keeping the weight in your right foot, inhale, lift the knee up in front of you, the left knee, and open up the leg. Place the sole of the foot on the calf, or you can reach down and put it up onto your inner thigh. No knees, don't put any pressure sideways on your knee. It doesn't go that way. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Pause and breathe. And then with breath, bring the left knee back in front of you, foot stays flexed, and then place the left foot down next to the right. Okay, so we didn't really do anything with the hands that time. We're just kind of building incrementally. We worked on the leg part, so now let's challenge the balance a little bit more. Inhale, put the weight into the left foot, lift the right knee up, keep the foot flexed, open up the knee and put the foot back against the left leg. And this time, instead of keeping your hands at your heart, you can grow your tree by lifting up or taking your hands behind your back, interlacing them and drawing the knuckles down so you can lift your heart. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Sometimes in a balancing pose with hands bound or in different places, it will throw off your balance. So we're just working on breathing and finding our way to stay everything, keeping everything centered. One more breath in, one more breath out. Bring the hands back to your heart space. Bring the knee back out in front of you and put the right foot down next to the left. Everything's controlled. We're taking our time and we're breathing with the movement or the stillness in order to create a sense of ease, but also some control of drawing everything into the center line. So let's do that on the left. Keeping the weight in the right foot, inhale the left knee up in front of you. Open up the knee. Place the sole of the foot against the right leg, either on the calf muscle or lift it up into the inner thigh. Pause for balance. And then with your next breath, inhale, either lift the arms up or again, you can take them behind your back. Sometimes it just feels good to stretch through the shoulders. Take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. Pausing here in your tree to find that stability, but also embracing the instability of a balanced pose. Take another breath in And then bring your hands back to your heart space. Bring the left knee back out in front of you. Nice and slow and controlled. Place the left foot down to meet the right. Big breath in, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand once again and bring your hands back to your heart space. Okay, great. Let's stretch out our hips. Okay. Take a full breath in. Reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Toe heel your feet apart, pointing the toes out to 10 and 2 o'clock. And then nice and slow, bend your knees, take your hips down, coming into Malasana squat. And if you want to put a pillow or a block underneath your bottom, because you're concerned you might fall over backward, and it does happen, that's okay. But we're, again, taking control of our muscles and tugging everything into that center line. So feel the pelvic floor lift. You're a strong squatter here. It's a great pose for gardening. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Keep drawing your shoulders back. Your hands can stay right at your heart space. Take another breath in and another breath out. And then we're going to take the hips right down to the ground and take your legs out long in front of you. Just a little bit of flow today, because I really wanted to focus on the restorative piece. So with your legs extended out long in front of you, give them a little bounce, a little wiggle, bending at the knees, and keep your feet flexed. Take a full breath in, sweep the arms back up, and then exhale, hinge forward, stretch out the backs of your legs. Taking a full breath in this seated forward fold and a full breath out. And if you feel like you're rounding, see if you can draw your shoulders back some more. Maybe lift up a little bit. I don't want you to round. Draw the shoulders back. Let your heart go forward. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. One more breath in. Now on your exhale, you can round and release and lower right over your legs. Beautiful. Full breath in, full breath out. Walk your hands back up your legs. You can bring your feet back in, sitting in Sukhasana, sit nice and tall once again. And it's time for restorative. Yay! Okay, so I hope you have your props, blocks, bolsters, blankets, or 28-ounce cans of tomatoes, bed pillows, cushions from your couch, and lots of bath towels. Okay? Our first pose we're going to do is going to be a continuation of opening up the hips. So I want you to get your bolster or your couch cushion. And we're going to put it at an angle with your blocks or your cans of tomatoes. Or you can also just take your couch cushion and lean it up against the couch, because you're looking for an angled position to lean against. Okay, so. And then you're going to take a blanket or a bath towel. We're going to roll that into a very long, skinny roll. So if your blanket was in Tadasana, open it twice. So it's only got one fold in it. And then we're going to roll that nice and tight. Basically, you're creating a little bit of a noodle here. Okay? So you got a nice long blanket. Sit your hips right up to the edge of the bolster. Okay, so you're nestled in right here. And you can start to lay back. If you have a small little pillow or another blanket you can put under your head, that's awesome. Because we don't want the throat open. We want to keep the chin tipped down. And the best way to do that is to support the occiput right at the back of your head. So I'm going to put this right up here. Well, I guess I'll do this. Perfect. Well, we'll see. All right, so you're going to sit back. Your head is tipped down, so you can adjust the head pillow behind you. And then you're going to take this long noodle and you're going to wrap it around your feet that are put together. Put the blanket underneath your knees. I feel like I'm falling. I'll have to fix that. And then if you have a washcloth, or if you have a sweater nearby and you want to take the sleeve of your sweater, you're just going to cover up your eyes to create a sense of darkness. And that sense of darkness helps create calm. You can rest your hands right on your inner thighs. There should be no pulling on the insides of your thighs. So that's why we've taken the noodle blanket and stuffed it underneath the edges of our thighs. So it's got a cushion and it supports your knees. And if this isn't supportive enough for you, you can always take pillows and put pillows under your knees so that they're more supported. Your choice, okay? So take a full breath in and a full breath out. We're probably going to be here for a good 8 minutes, maybe 10. Probably 10. I'm going to give you plenty of time today in the poses. And if you join late and you wonder why there's no talking, it's because we're in restorative. And if you decide to watch this later, you can make these poses as long as you'd like. Everything we're doing today can be anywhere from 10 minutes to a half an hour. All right, I'm going to fix this. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. And I'm going to ring the chimes when it's time to come out. Start to deepen your breath. Bring a little movement into your hands. And then taking your hands to the outsides of your knees, close them up like a book and roll to your right side, coming right off your props. Pause for just a moment to catch your breath, equalize your blood pressure, all that good stuff. And then come to a seat. Sit up nice and tall. And let's just take a great big stretch after that. So bring your hands up overhead. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, bring your hands right back down through center. Okay, pose 2. Pose 2 is going to be supported child's pose. If you have any trouble with your knees, you can put blankets down first so they're cushioned. You can also take a blanket, and you know how we rolled it nice and long? Open it up, fold it one more time, so we're getting closer to the Tadasana of the blanket. And then roll this or fold it up so it's a little bit flat. Okay, so it's more like this instead of a full roll. And you can put this right behind your knees. When you go to sit down. So your toes are going to be touching. Your knees are going to be spread wide. You're going to take your bolster or a really big firm cushion. And again, keeping it supported. You're going to nestle right up to that. And then you're just going to lay yourself right over the top. And you can turn your head one way or the other. And your hands can just be right here resting. Or if you want them elevated, you can hang on to whatever you've got supporting you. But I wouldn't do that because it's just a little bit too much work and we want to be comfortable here. So you could take a bath pillow or another blanket and roll that up so that you've got something to support your arms. Oh, my blanket doesn't want to cooperate. Okay. And again, if you have something that you can just gently lay over your eyes, that's great, but you don't really have to because you're facing forward. Just keep them gently closed. So take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. Start to lean forward. Again, this is nestled up nice and close. And I'll ring the bells once when it's time to turn our head to the other side. That's not going to work. That's fine. Take a full breath in and a full breath out.
Gently turn your head to the other side.
Take a nice deep breath in and a long breath out. And gently push yourself up off the bolster or the cushion that you were leaning over. Bring your legs out in front of you. You can either stretch them out for a breath or two, or cross the legs and come right back into Sukhasana just for a breath. Take another full inhale as you lift the arms up, and let's continue the twisting of the spine by taking the right hand outside the left knee, tenting the left fingers behind you. Might as well get the whole spine into that last pose of twisting, wringing things out. Take another breath in, come back up to center, and then go the other side. Left hand across the right knee, tent the right fingers behind you, draw the right shoulder back. Full breath in, full breath out. Come on back to center. Okay, so now it's time for Shavasana. You are welcome to do whatever you'd like because I can't see you anyway. If you know where you're going, great. But if you don't and you'd like to follow me, this morning we're going to do side lying Shavasana. So it's kind of like a curled up, safe position for a nice, quick rest, okay? So if you're near a wall that you can lean up against, that would be amazing. And if not, maybe you can lean up against the edge of your couch. You're going to need a bolster, a block, a blanket. And again, if you don't have the regular yoga props, make do with what you have, or skip all the props and just lay flat with a blanket over the top of you and your arms away from your side bodies. If you're going to follow me through side lying Shavasana, you're going to take a blanket that's in Tadasana form, fold it in half one more time so it's in a shape like this. Okay? And then this is going to go between your knee and your ankle because I want your legs on the same plane. If you have a bolster or a wall to lean up against, that's great. I'm going to get a second bolster. Wait, I don't know where my second bolster is. Okay, so I'm going to use just the wall. And then take a block and prop the bolster up on it like this. You're going to slide your arm underneath it. Your head's going to be lying flat on the ground, so I'm going to try to set this up so you can see. So you're literally going to be on your side. You're going to take that blanket and put it between your knee and your ankle. Your legs are bent. Okay, you might even want to fold that up a little bit. So you're looking to get the top leg level, parallel with the bottom, okay? Then you're going to hug the bolster or the cushion right into you. And with it propped, you lay your arm right underneath. And then you need another blanket. I'll move this so you can see. Then you need another blanket for your head because I don't want your head to hang down. Okay, so I'm going to make a nice little head pillow so now my head is in line with the rest of my body. And then this arm that's on the ground, give it a little bit of a pull so you're on your shoulder blade and not on the edge of your arm. I'm going to put this back in front of me. And that's it. You can cover up with a blanket or put something right over your head to keep it nice and dark. I'm going to keep this right here this way though so you can see my head and just pretend, okay? Take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. I will ring the bells when it's time to come out of Shavasana. If you're in side lying Shavasana, you're welcome to stay here and get up when you're ready. If you had picked a different Shavasana, again, you can stay right where you are. Just listen to my voice and know that I was here with you doing the pose. I'm grateful for your attention, and I hope that these restorative poses bring you some peace and ease. And right where you are, know that the light and truth in me sees that in each of you. Together we say, Namaste. Thanks everyone. And if you've stayed in the pose, enjoy it.